Guilty pleasures are weird things, aren't they? A guilty pleasure film is when you hear or expect a movie to not live up to any expectations, but in the end, you grow to like it and you enjoy it a lot. I've had a couple weird choices that fall in this category in the past. Heck, I had one last year. My guilty pleasure from last year was a movie called The Informers, a really hateful, snobby film about hateful, snobby people, and guess what? I liked it. It knew that every character was despicable, it knew the situations were creepy and loathsome, and ran with it, and it reveled in the foulness. Now I know this sounds pretentious, but it works. And by the end of the film, I couldn't believe that I ended up liking this movie. A lot. Another recent movie that has fallen into this guilty pleasure area has been The Brothers Solomon, a movie that seemed like it was panned across the board as an unfunny bore, but I was very surprised to find myself laughing throughout. Screenwriter Will Forte and director Bob Odenkirk, plus the rest of the cast, know how to tell jokes and their humor plays off on one another, and in the end, it makes a very hilarious film. I've noticed that comedies fall into this category a lot. You have The Brothers Solomon, zombie strippers, I hope they serve beer in hell, Freddy Got Fingered, which I do defend, How High, Welcome to Mooseport, heck, I'm even one of the few people who will defend the real Cancun. I actually just finished a video right now that's a guilty pleasure of mine that actually inspired this video. DJ Pooh's The Wash. While I watched this movie throughout, I thought, what do I find funny about this movie? It has to be something because I'm laughing quite a bit. Maybe it's because of how laid back everyone is in this movie. It just feels like DJ Pooh had film equipment hanging around his house, and one day he was bored and decided to make a buddy comedy with Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. It drags in spots, and it's visually not that spectacular, but everyone is having such a great time that it's actually rubbing off on me. Looking back, it's always a movie I can throw on in the background, or if I'm bored and I want a good laugh, I'll turn The Wash on. Now, I know my picks for guilty pleasures are going to divide people, but guess what? In the end, people either agree with you or they don't. Films are very subjective in this way. People have their opinions all across the board. Someone's worst movie ever, well, may just be someone's favorite guilty pleasure.